Hi and welcome students. In this Microsoft PowerPoint 2019 tutorial, I'm going to show you how to edit slide masters. Let's get started. So this was one of the most requested videos that I had from my PowerPoint 2016 playlist, and I don't think I ever got around to making it. So this has to do with editing your master slides. And so you'll see that when you start a PowerPoint presentation, and I'm just looking at a blank PowerPoint presentation if you want to follow along with me, that your slide thumbnails show up over here. Now, if you go to the Home tab and you go to the Slides group and you click Layout, you can see all of the different layouts for your PowerPoint presentations. And you may have wondered in the past, what happens if I wanted to edit these? Like maybe the way that they look, or put my watermark in the bottom of a slide layout, something like that. Or what if I wanted to change all of the fonts, effects, colors for my entire presentation, but I already had everything written out. So I didn't want to go in and change all of the fonts on every single thing over and over throughout a presentation that might be hundreds of slides long. Well, that's where master slides comes into play. And so you could find the master slides command in the view tab. All right, so you go to the view tab, and then in the master views group is right here. All right, you simply go to slide master. And I'm going to read the screen tip to you here just to go over what this looks in terms of Microsoft words. Okay, so master slides controls the look of your entire presentation, including colors, fonts, backgrounds, effects, and just about everything else. You can insert a shape or a logo on a slide master, for example, and it will automatically show up on all of your slides. All right, so that sounds pretty cool. Now you might be wondering, what's the difference between this and a presentation theme, right? Because if we go to the design tab and you look at themes here, that changes the colors, effects, and fonts and all of those types of things. Yes, that's true. But here is where we can really customize those things even further and change the actual layouts of these slides. The themes, yes, it changes the layouts, but this gives us even more customization options beyond the theme, where we can even create our own layouts and things of that nature. So this is definitely a more advanced topic once you already know PowerPoint pretty well. So this will eventually make it into the further down on the list of the videos in this playlist. So anyway, let's go to the View tab, let's go to the Master Views group, and let's click Slide Master now to see what it actually looks like. This will open up a brand new view, and you might be saying, well, this doesn't look like my presentation. It created all of these new slides. Well, that's not really the case. This slide up here is the main theme for your slide, okay? And this is used by all the slides in your presentation. And each one of these is the individual layouts for your slides. So you might be saying, what's this one? Oh, that's the title slide layout. Notice that has a very similar look to the one that we did when we created this presentation, the one that was automatically generated for us. And then you'll see down here, title and content, section header. This looks like to content, yep. Comparison, and so on. So these are each of these slide layouts that you saw on that slides command. And I'm just going to go back and show you that real quick one more time. On the layout tab, look at these. These are all of those. So if you change any of these in the slide master view, it'll affect how they appear on your presentation. So this is, again, very helpful for customizing future slides as you go through and create new presentations and things of that nature. All right, so there we go. So each of these layouts here reflect back to our actual presentation when we create a new layout. So hopefully that explains a little bit about what the slide masters actually is and what the slide master view actually does. And so we're going to look in this thumbnail pane on the left side, and we're going to scroll up to display the first thumbnail, and this is the Office Theme Master right here. All right, and this is the Office Theme Slide Master, and this one here is the one that we basically can use to control like the fonts and the way that the bullets are edited on our presentation, looks the bullets, and all of that thing that basically like font and paragraph changes that will be made throughout the presentation. Okay, so on the Slide Master tab in the background group, we're going to go to Fonts. Okay, so you got Slide Master tab right here. Here's the background group, and we go here to Fonts. And this is where we can change our font, and this will affect all of the fonts within our presentation. Again, this is a big shortcut, so you don't have to go in and change fonts individually. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit, and I'm going to choose this one here, Georgia. All right, so I choose Georgia to change the theme font set. And when I click that, you'll see that it not only got changed on here to where this is Georgia, I could double check it by clicking inside of it, going to the Home tab, Font Group, and saying Georgia, Georgia, Georgia. But all of these ones as well got affected. So if you change something in the Master Office slide right here, it affects all of the individual layouts down below. And again, you could click on any of these and you'll see that it's always Georgia as the font style. All right, so there we go. So now you see what the difference is between editing this right here and how it affects everything below. Now you might be wondering, did it affect our actual presentation? If I go to the Slide Master view, I close the master view, I could go back here and it says click to add title, and I click right here. It's no longer Calibri, it's now Georgia. Pretty cool, right? So now all of our future slides will all have that new font style. So I'm going to go back into my Master Views group, View tab, Master Views, Slide Master, to open this back up. Now I want to change the title slide layout. So you'll see here, that's this second thumbnail, title slide layout. I click right here, and on the title slide layout, we see anywhere in the dash border is where we can change the actual title, which is right here. So I'm going to click on that dash border or the placeholder, as I mentioned previously in this playlist. And this is where I can change the font size if I wanted to. I could go to the Home tab, the font group, and it's currently size 60. Let's say that I think that's a little bit too big for a title slide. I could hit this drop down arrow and change this to 40. There we go. And so that will change it. So anytime I create a new title slide, the default size will be 40 instead of 60. Now let's talk about formatting a slide master background. All right, so this is dealing with the background of the slide. Let's go to the slide master page right here. All right, and then let's go to the slide master tab. And in the background group right here, we're going to click on background styles, and you'll see that some styles appear. And this changes the actual background of the slide. So if I wanted all my slides to be this blue color, I would click on that. All right, but I don't necessarily want them to be that blue color. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to click on Format Background. That'll open up the Format Background pane on the right side of my presentation. Okay. Under Fill, you'll see that it has currently a solid fill of white. That's why our background is white, but we could always change this to say a gradient fill. Click on Gradient Fill, and you'll see that it will change it to a gradient fill, starting out with a lighter color on top, and the color gets darker as it goes down. All right, well, we see that we have a preset gradient already chosen, and then we see linear is right here. This is the type. Hit the drop-down color on linear to see those options. Okay. Just to see what's also there. Then you could click on the arrow again to deselect it, or click away to deselect it. And now you'll see where the gradient stops are. This is the white part at the very beginning. This would be like at the top. And then it would change to these darker blues as it goes down below. Okay, you could always move these things to see how it will change. Okay, and so in this background area, we're going to position the stop. Let's say I want to change this stop to be up here at like 25%. I can then change it to I could change this number actually down here, position 25%. And you'll see it now just has a very white area up at the top. And then since we moved this border to the left, all the way to 25, it now goes almost immediately to that blue color. Okay. You could also click on color here on any of these, and you could change the color if I wanted to say gray or something like that. It's up to you, but let's say I did change this to gray. You'll see it gives it a gray look in the middle right there. All right. I could also delete a stop. So check this out. I could go right here to this one and click delete. that removes a gradient stop, and that'll get rid of the white area entirely. And then you'll see that I just have the blue areas. I could also insert a gradient stop over here, and I can move that like that, and I could change this to, say, a blue color, kind of like these ones. So it's up to you. You could customize a gradient fill quite a bit. I'm probably spending a little bit too much time on it, but there you go. So that's how you would customize your slide background. You could also use a picture or texture fill or a pattern fill. So you should check out those options as well. I'm going to have some more videos on those as we move forward in the playlist. For now, I wanted to focus mostly on the slide master. So I'm going to close the format background pane on the right side. And I want you to look at what happened on our actual presentation here. The title slide, which we worked on, this master slide, affects everything down below it, remember? So right here, if I go down to the title slide layout, title and content layout, all of these now have that gradient fill as well. So that has now been applied to each of those. Pretty cool. All right, so the next thing I'm going to show you here is how to customize text placeholders on a slide master. So on this one, we're going to go to the title slide layout. That's the one that we had chosen before, and we'll go here. Now, this is our active slide layout, and we're going to click on that dotted line or the placeholder on the title slide once more to make that a solid line and select our placeholder. All right. Now what we could do is we could actually move this up or down depending on how we want it to look. So I could say, you know what, I'm going to move this top border, let's say, let's do it right up here. Right there. And that'll create a little bit extra separation between the title and the subtitle. And you're going to see how this is reflected on our actual presentation once we change it. You could also do this, or once we go back to our normal view. We could also do the same thing with the subtitle. So I could click on the subtitle and then click the placeholder. And let's say that I wanted to move this so that this one is down a little bit further. Let's say right there. Okay. That way a little bit more separation is now between the two. So let's maybe think that looks good, but you know what? Let's actually move this up. And let's move that to about right. Let's put it about right here. That probably looks better. Okay. So that's how we can change the subtitles or move the subtitle up on the master slide. So anytime we create a new title slide, it's going to look like this now. All right, so that looks good. Now what we're going to do is let's go back to the main title or the Office theme slide master, this one right here. And let's do something else regarding these bullets. So let's click anywhere in the first bulleted line. Let's do like right here. You could also select it by triple clicking it. That's fine too. And then let's go to the Home tab right here, the paragraph group, and then you'll see the bullets command. Click the bullets arrow next to it. It'll open up this, and this is where we can customize our bullets a little bit. So let's say that I wanted to go down here and choose bullets and numbering to have more bullets and numbering options. I click on bullets and numbering, and you'll see it'll open up the bullets and numbering dialog box. I could choose these arrow bullets. I think those look good. Choose those. And then we could go down here to our colors and hit the drop down arrow. And you'll see our theme colors up at the top. And let's say I choose this theme, blue accent 1, but I choose the last color down here, blue accent 1, darker 50%. I click on that. That'll change those bullets to that color, and then I'll click OK. And you'll see that now those bullets have been applied with that color. All right, now you might be wondering, how did all of this affect our actual presentation? Well, if I go back to my Slide Master tab and I click Close Master View, watch what happened. Look at that. We have our new slide. It has our background that we applied, and it also has the title as size 40 and the subtitle in the new spot that we chose for it. So all the changes that we've made in this area are here. And now let's say I inserted in a new title and content slide here. For that first bullet, look at that. It has, or actually I just did a layout there. But if I change the layout to title and content, look at that. It has our first bullet. I can undo that with a Control Z. All right, that's looking good. So the next activity that I wanted to go over on this one is going to be formatting slide masters by adding pictures and shapes. So I'm going to go back to my master view. So I'm going to go View tab, Present Master Views group, and click Slide Master. There we go. That puts us back in our Slide Master view. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to go to the title slide layout. That's this one right here. Okay, and I want to show you how to add pictures and shapes into this. So on the Insert tab, let's go up here to the Insert tab. Okay. On the Insert tab in the Illustrations group, I'm going to show you how to do shapes first. So click on Shapes, and I want you to choose the first one under Rectangles, which is Rectangle right here. Okay. All right, then we're going to draw a rectangle. Okay. And we'll position it 2 inches on the right of the horizontal ruler. Horizontal ruler's up here, so that's 2 inches right here. If you don't have your rulers on, you could go to the View tab, Show Group, Ruler. Okay. So there we go. Insert that rectangle, and it says at the 2-inch mark on the right side of the horizontal ruler and 3 inches on the upper half of the ruler. So let's go right here. Again, if your ruler's on, it's no big deal. Okay. And then click one time to insert the shape. When you do that, it'll insert the shape. All right, with the shape still selected, the shape needs to be selected. Make sure that you have your sizing handles selected. Okay, if the shape is deselected, you could just click on it. You'll see all the sizing handles at the corners and sides, plus the rotation handle up at the top. Okay. All right, so with the shape selected, let's go to the Drawing Tools Format tab. You're only going to see this tab if you have the shape selected. Go to the Shape Styles group, which is right here. Okay. And then we're going to click Shape Effects, which is over here. We're going to go down to Bevel. All right, looks good. And we're going to choose the first one, which is round, and that'll give it a beveled round shape. Looks good. Now on the Drawing Tools tab, we're going to go to the Shape Styles group. We're going to choose Shape Outline, and we'll choose No Outline, which is down below Standard Colors. You'll see that removes the outline from the shape. It removes the border and softens the appearance of the shape. Now with the rectangle still selected, go to the Drawing Tools Format tab once more. Let's go to the Size group on the right side. Okay. Change the shape height by clicking in it. It should highlight automatically. Change the height to 2 and press Enter. Then change the width to 2 and press Enter. That's how it's looking right now. Okay. And now I'm going to show you how to insert a picture into this shape. So let's go to the Drawing Tools Format tab, Shape Styles group, click Shape Fill, and instead of choosing a color, you could choose a picture down here at the bottom. So click on Picture. I'm going to do From a File, because I already have the picture saved to my desktop. And I'm going to choose this one right here, Law. Now, if you don't have a picture saved to your desktop, you could choose an online picture and search up something, anything you want really. And so you'll see that picture inserts in with the shape. So that looks good. Now what we're going to do is with the shape still selected, I'm going to show you how to arrange it down here in the bottom middle. And so rather than using the ruler to do that, we can also use the Arrange group. That's in the Drawing Tools Format tab, Arrange group. And you can click right here on Align. And it's currently set to align to the slide. So I'm going to go to Align Center, which will put it in the very center of the slide. And then I'll go to Align once more and choose Align Bottom. And that'll put it in the perfect bottom center of the slide. Now this means that anytime that we use a title slide, this picture will appear in the bottom middle of the slide. Okay. Keep in mind this won't appear on every single slide because we've only adjusted it for the slide title layout, not the master slide. If we put it on the Office master slide up here, this picture would be seen on all the rest of our slide layouts. So I hope this is making more sense about how slide masters work. Okay, there we go. All right, with the shape still selected, let's go ahead and copy the shape. I always do Control C on this, but you could also go Home tab, Clipboard group, copy. Either of those work, but I do Control C on my keyboard. Okay. All right, let's go to the title and content layout page. That's this one right here. All right. And then on the Home tab, Clipboard Group, you could click Paste, or you could do Control V to paste. Okay. Now this one appears on the title and content slide now, and let's learn how to edit this one a little bit further. On the Drawing Tools Format tab, make sure you have your picture selected in order to see that. Let's go to the Drawing Tools Format tab, Size Group, and change the shape height to 1. And then do the same thing for the width, change it to 1. That way it's not stretched out. When you change it to 1, press Enter. When you change it to 1, press Enter. With the shape still selected, hold down Shift. Okay, so I got the shape selected. Hold down Shift. Okay. Then click on the dashboard or the content placeholder for the Drawing Tools Format tab, Arrange Group. Click Align and do Align Right. Okay, you know what, instead of that, I wonder if that'll work. Oh, okay, I see what they're saying. Okay, cool. So have the picture selected, hold down Shift and click on the content placeholder. That's the dotted line around the content area right here. All right, this will select both of these objects. And now if I go to the Drawing Tools Format tab, Arrange Group, I could click Align, and it says Align Selected Objects. And so we're going to do Align Right, which will move the picture along the right side of the content placeholder. And then Align once more and do Align Bottom, which will align it at the bottom of the content placeholder. So that's pretty cool. That shows you how to align to objects rather than align to shapes. Okay, let's recolor the picture. Let's go to the Picture Tools Format tab. On the Picture Tools Format tab, let's go to the Adjust group, which is right over here, and then go to Adjust group, and then go to Color. You'll have some color options. Recolor is right down here at the bottom, and we can do Sepia, which is this one right here, the third one. That's a black and white look. There we go. That puts it right down there in the bottom right corner. Looks good. All right, so that tells you a little bit more about formatting slide masters by adding pictures and shapes. Let's move on to the next part of this lesson, which is creating a new slide layout. So what happens if you're working in your master slides area and you say, hey, you know what? I need a new slide layout. Well, you can do that too. So on the master tab slide right here, okay, let's go to the slide master tab and let's go to the edit master group, this one, and we're going to go to insert layout. This is a brand new layout. It creates a new layout right here. Okay, cool. All right, so on the slide master tab in the master layout group, which is right here, master layout group, click insert placeholder, arrow, this one right here. And this will show us all the different types of things that we can insert into our new slide layout. We're going to choose picture on this one. Okay, and now we can draw the picture layout. So let's go here, and I'm going to use my ruler to position these things. So I'm going to point the ruler in approximate center of the slide, and then click one time to insert the title place or the picture placeholder. So I'll just click right here. There it is. Okay, so that's going to be a picture. So I need to resize this now. So let's go to the Drawing Tools Format tab, Size Group. Okay, let's do the height of the placeholder to 5. So click in Height, type 5, press Enter, and do the width. We'll do the width as 8 and press Enter. Okay, obviously it's offset right now, so we need to realign this. Okay, so let's go to the Drawing Tools Format tab, Arrange Group. We'll go to Align. It's set to align to slide. Okay, so let's do Align Center, and then Align once more, and do Align Bottom. Okay, looks good. All right, so we've aligned bottom. Now on the Slide Master tab, let's go back to the Slide Master tab, go to the Edit Master group, and we're going to name this. So let's go to Rename. and it's called custom layout right now. We're going to call this one title and picture. Oops, picture. There we go. Then click rename. Now you might be wondering, what did this actually do? Well, if I close my master view, I always go back and check these things from time to time. You'll see there's our title slide, looks good. And then if I go here to layout, you'll see that we now have a brand new layout. Where is it at? It's called picture with caption down there at the bottom. So you'll see that's where that appeared. So pretty cool. Let's go to the view tab. Let's go back to the master views group and let's do slide master. Okay, so we're back in our master views area now. And on this part, I'm going to show you how to modify slide master footers. Okay, so a footer is something that appears down at the bottom of our slides. You can see them down here. And they show things like the date, the file name, the phone number, the slide number, things like that. Okay, so what we're going to do is let's scroll up to the top and do the Office theme slide master. Again, anything we do here affects all of the actual layouts below. All right, so we've clicked that and we see 3 placeholders down here in the footer area. So that's how each one will be displayed. So now let's click the title slide layout thumbnail. That's this one right here, title slide layout. Notice that the image covers the center footer of this one. Okay, so let's click the dash on the border of for the placeholder of that center footer. And then on your keyboard, press delete, not backspace, but delete. It's above your arrow keys. So you press delete, and that'll get rid of that footer. That way that footer text doesn't conflict with our actual picture. Now let's go to that slide layout that we created called title and picture layout. That's the one where we put the picture right in the middle here. Okay. On this one here, notice that the placeholders are down below. Okay. And so let's go to this one, then go to the slide master tab, and then go to the master layout group. And let's just remove footers from this one entirely. We're going to click the checkbox to remove footers. And you'll see that all 3 of the footers are no longer displayed within this layout. This is an important thing to keep in mind because you don't want your footers to conflict with the actual pictures or content on your page. So it's an important thing to consider. All right, that looks good. Now let's go to the next activity, which is displaying and editing the handout master. All right, so we've pretty much gone over everything that I wanted to go over for the master view. And so let's go to the view tab once more. And let's go to the master views group. And this time we're going to choose handout master. Now, Handout Master is a little bit different. This is what happens when you go to print your presentation and you want to print slides for the people that are viewing the presentation. You don't typically want to print 1 slide per page of paper because ink costs are very high, as well as most of the time they don't need an individual page for every slide. So you'll see here, the Handout Master actually makes it so that you have a header, footer area, and then 6 slides appear in this area. So it's very useful for handouts for an audience, and typically that's what people do. They put multiple slides on the handout master. Now the cool thing is we could customize everything in here as well. So we went to the handout master tab. We have this chosen, and so let's go to the handout master tab once more. Okay. And then there's a page setup group right here, and choose handout orientation and choose landscape. And you'll see that basically switches the page from 8.5 by 11 to 11 by 8.5, basically taking our page and switching it that way, or on its side. Okay. And so notice that the default orientation is portrait. When we changed it this way, we noticed that the orientation is now landscape, right? All right, great. So now we're going to go to slide size and look at that. There now the default orientation is widescreen. So this gives the slides a little bit more width as well. So for handouts, I typically recommend doing this landscape. All right, so let's do the Handout Master tab once more. And let's go to the page setup group once more. And on this one, it says slides per page. I currently have it set to 6 slides per page. Let's say that that's a little bit too much. Let's check out 3 slides per page. And you'll see that this is less slides per page, but this is typically used for if your audience is taking notes. It gives a nice little space below for the audience to write notes. You could also change these things to more slides if you wanted to. So you could do up to 9 slides, right? Looks cool. All right. So on the Handout Master tab, go to the Page Setup group. I'm going to change mine back to 3 slides. Okay. Let's go to the Page Setup group right here. And, or actually, let's go to the Placeholders group. And let's remove the header. There you go. And you can see the header gets removed. Okay. Any questions there? Well, I guess it's a video. That's a habit for my classes. I always say any questions. Anyway, if you do have questions, put it in the comment section below. All right, so on the Handout Master tab, we can click from the Close group, Close Master View, and that'll take us out of that area. And just in case you're wondering if that saved, it did. If I went to print this, I went File, Print, and I went to Print Handouts. Where is Handouts? Right here. Where's my handout slides? Oh my gosh, I'm totally forgetting where that's at. Anyway, yeah, I'll have to give an update on that. Okay. All right, so there we go. Let's display, and this is the final part of today's presentation. We're going to display and edit the Notes Master. So Notes Master, this is the last part of our Master Slides group. And so we go to the View tab and go to the Master Views group and go to Notes Master. All right, now Notes Master gives a slide, and then it also gives the details for your notes down below. Now, I don't have any notes on my presentation right now, but if I did, they would appear here. So there we go. We're in the Notes Master. Let's go to the Notes Master tab, and then go to the Page Setup group right here. And let's do Orientation. It's currently set to Landscapes. Let's change it to Portrait and see how that looks. Okay. Notice that the orientation is now set to portrait, and you go to slide size and it's set to widescreen. You could always change that to standard, but if your presentation is set up to widescreen, I would leave it as that and not change it to standard because it might condense the content on these slides a little bit too much. All right, so on the Notes Master tab, let's go to the Placeholders group right here. Notice that I could click the header checkbox to remove the header. You could also go to any of these options to remove them. I'll click Close Master View now, and you'll see here's our presentation. All of the changes that we've made are looking good. We go to Layout, we see Picture with Caption right there, and so we see on the Title with Content, there it is right there, the picture. Title slide has it, Picture with or wait, which one's the one we made? Title and Picture, that one looks like that. So that is a little bit about how you can customize your presentations using the Slide Master views. If you do that, it's going to save you a lot of time of editing individual fonts, changing placeholders around, and also it'll ensure that your presentations have a very uniform look throughout them. So that way, if you're going from title and content to title and content, your images and placeholders aren't slightly adjusted every time, as long as you build from your slide layouts that you had created through your Slide Masters. So hopefully this video was helpful for you. If it was, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. If you want to learn more about PowerPoint 2019 or Microsoft Office 365, please check out my YouTube channel. I have playlists on all of the most of the applications in Microsoft Office, and maybe that'll help you out too. If you have questions or comments, put them in the comment section down below, and I'll be happy to try to help you out. Thank you so much for watching this super long presentation, but there was a lot to cover in this, so hopefully it helped. Anyway, have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time.